And you're
hey
on.
everybody, David from Megadeth here. We are at Guitar Center in Phoenix, Arizona for a Jackson Guitars meet and greet tonight. So apparently a bunch of you are out there. So let's go see everybody. All right, let's go. Story, and I lived in Los Angeles at the time, and in I think it was 1986, me and Dave Mustaine and Chris Poland went down to go see Judas Priest play at the Sports Center, I think it was, right? And it's funny because Dokken was the band opening for him, and Jeff Pilson, who I think now plays in Foreigner, he was playing I think it was a Charvel bass, and it sounded awesome. It was like the best bass tone I'd ever heard, you know, in like a big arena. And so the next day I went down to the Guitar Center, ironically, on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and they actually had a Jackson bass there. So I pulled it off the wall, and I plugged it into basically a Harkey bass system, and I plugged it in, and that day my tone was born. That was it. And I think about maybe the next week, Dave and I drove out to see Grover Jackson, who was the owner of Jackson Guitars at that time, and he would only see you by appointment. And we were just barely famous enough that he would see us, right? Because he would see all the other famous guys. And Megadeth, we were like the little redheaded stepchild, you know? Nope. Especially in Los Angeles, right? And,
no pun intended either.
So, yeah, exactly. We both redheads, exactly. So it worked out. And so he made me my first bass, which was this bass that we have here. When I came back to do the Rust in Peace tour that we just did 2 years ago, I wanted to have the exact same look, sound, feel, the same stretch jeans, the same armbands, like, you know, the same high tops, the whole thing, right? And so that was when we chatted, and we carved up a new forest worth of trees and turned them into Jackson basses. So these basses here and this one here, the 5-string, and it's kind of a funny story in the 5-string because we were in recording the Rust in Peace record with Mike Klink, but this would have been 1990, and we had the song Hangar 18, and I realized as we're recording it, like, because it's in the key of D, and I wanted to go down to the, you know, to the low D string, but a bass guitar only goes down to an E if you're in a standard tuning, like Megadeth is, right? And so I initially tuned the thing down one whole step, and me and Mike Klink, we recorded the front half of the song with the thing in like a drop tuning, right? Like a standard, which is standard now. Everybody plays in drop tuning, right? But in those days, nobody did. That was like illegal. And so we did that, and then I tuned it up, and then the back half of the song, we, you know, punched in and recorded the back half. And then we had to go on tour back to Jackson, and they made me the first Jackson 5-string bass. And that when it was black at the time, so if you ever watch any old videos that are on YouTube and stuff that were on stage with Rust in Peace, that black 5-string bass, that was the very first 5-string Jackson had ever made. And it was really just a 4-string that we added a 5th string to. It was kind of like the poor man's 5-string. And but today, technology is much better, and we figured out how to make real 5-string basses. So this bass here, I have 2 models. One is a custom shop version, which is a little expensive, and then we now have this one that Guitar Center has, which is the import version, which is pretty much the exact same bass with EMG pickups in it. And it's funny because this bass, if you pick it up, that thing feels identical to those old basses that I played back on Rust in Peace. I mean, it's like dead to nuts. It's the exact same thing. So it's been kind of a cool way to come back around 20 years later.
Well, what's next in the world of Dave Ellefson, Megadeth? I mean, what's next on the horizon for you? Because, I mean, like you said, you guys really are probably more popular now than you've ever been. You guys are really right back on top of the game. So what's next? I mean, where else can you go with this?
Thanks to you, by the way. Thank you. Because if you guys don't show up, we got no one to play to. So, so thank you. Fun to be, you know, I guess maybe inspired by even some of our own work. And so for now, Countdown to Extinction in South America, and these things have a way of, we do them. Rust in Peace was intended to be like a 1-month tour, and it turned into a 1-year world tour. So things have a way of developing, you know.
All right.
I think for now we should probably just sign autographs and hang out and see where it goes, right?
Sounds good.
Right.
Dave, thanks so much for all the awesome music over the years. Alright? That one too? Yeah. Alright. Sure. Yeah. What do you got? On vinyl. Photo? Sure. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let me, get it? Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'll be able to. Hey. You can tell them if they haven't sent it.